It's that time again. It's
Oh,
Friday.
is it?
It's Friday night with the Ultra Heels live from Bravery Studios, Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever on his worst behavior. I don't get hard, I stay hard. Mr. DM, find me in your mama's DMs. And your name is?
I go by Alex, the motherfucking Hill, the leader of the Fuck the Revival movement, and also going by the What the Fuck is happening in the 2020s.
Word. And for our comrade that won't be with us for a little bit, I'm the homeboy X-Man Damn. It's not a sham. Mr. Real X-Man Damn on Instagram. Follow me, fam. Real. Mr. Off the Ladder with a weak bladder. Mr. Off the Turnbuckle with a bloody knuckle. Mr. $5 Phillip. Mr. Large Brother No Ice. Mr. Meal for two, but it's really for one. I'm Smack Power watching SmackDown. Can I use the W information? Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mr. Razor Cabron, Mr. Pipe Wench, leave your wife drench. Oh my, it's Mr. Show Me the Facts, man. Damn, it's not a scam. How's everyone doing, my Ultra Hill fam? Marv, don't tell me you weren't live this week, because I'm not doing it again.
No, we're live.
Okay.
Hit that shit too, dude.
I nailed it on the first to take this time, so we're all good. I nailed it on the first take.
You would download the first take. So, how's everybody doing?
Man, this pandemic has the world gone crazy. My job is packed for the last 36 hours. It is packed. You go out, there's no carts. You go in the store, you can't move. I'm surprised the fire marshal hasn't come to shut shit down.
Nah, it ain't gonna shut shit down like that. There's already a lot of shit getting shut down now.
Well, whenever there's a blizzard, the fire marshal's there first thing in the morning. And then they hang out for a few hours to make sure the store's not too full.
I don't think they can stop it this time. There's a whole different kind of epidemic. Hell, they probably have certain stores trying to get their own shit.
Word.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna be just on like 30, 40 minutes. We still online at the other store.
Yo, I was talking to the one because my store is 24 hours, right? So I was talking to one of the guys that works overnight when I got there this morning. He's like, yo, the store is just packed all night. We couldn't do anything because people were just in the way.
Shit, nigga, that sounded like a free night to me.
Not because he was like, it got to the point where instead of like filling shelves, they just became like runners. They was like, okay, go get this from the back, go get that from the back, go this from the back, because they couldn't get down the aisles to put the stuff away. So yeah, it was wild.
That sounded like us on Home Depot on inventory. We don't do no work. We just go up and down the aisles, helping motherfuckers putting up one thing at a time.
So yeah, this pandemic, it's not only affecting our daily life, it's also affecting the wrestling business.
It's affecting the whole sports business at this point now.
Yeah, because NBA is canceled, college basketball is canceled, NHL is canceled, NASCAR is canceled, baseball
fucking tennis was canceled, soccer got canceled.
Tennis, soccer.
Fucking the only thing is actually still going right now that ain't been canceled yet is baseball.
No, baseball's canceled.
I think bowling's still around.
Oh damn.
We still got bowling.
Yeah, well,
because
but they bowl alone any goddamn way. So who the hell is gonna sit in there with the?
Yo, we watching bowling. We placing bets, guys. There's nothing else to watch. I got the bald guy with the fat waist.
So it's also affected wrestling.
Oh yeah, they changed their policy now for meet and greets. There's no more touching of anybody, and wrestlers have to wear wrestlers have to wear latex gloves now.
Yep. So that basically, if WrestleMania access happens, you're not taking pictures with anybody. You can take a picture of them, but you're not taking a picture with them.
All the creepy news, you listening? There's no more touching on any female wrestlers today.
You're not touching Bailey's cakes. You're not touching Charlotte's boobs. It's not going to happen. So
I don't care what does he have. I'm touching Bailey's cakes because I don't give a damn.
So Vince insists the show must go on. But But
He's fucking stupid.
the state of Florida is telling him, no, you better do something or we're going to cancel it for you.
Hey, let me tell you right now. Vince got to remember, he in that age of he get this shit, he might be one of that 2% might not survive.
Oh, word. So, what is Plan B? What would you see as Plan B?
Plan B is you hold off until another date. WrestleMania, this might be the first year in a long time WrestleMania get postponed to a new date just to try to hurry some shit up. So we might have to lose a pay-per-view that nobody give a fuck about going forward for this year.
Okay, now the problem is if you postpone WrestleMania till, like, let's say May, June, July, what do you do with these storylines that you're trying to pay off? How do you pay off? How do you get the belt? How do you get the belt off of Goldberg?
This is how you do it. You make these storylines make more goddamn sense going down the road instead of some of these little shit that you made like a week before, like 2.5, 3 weeks before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
you finally get time to flush them out to have people really want to watch them. Because I really want to watch John Cena and The Fiend, but the way it was set up, I don't care for it as much.
Yes.
But if you give me a better thing going down the road, I would probably enjoy it more.
How do you pay off Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre?
Pay that off?
Yeah.
Drew been getting Brock here and there with little things. I say you put Drew in a one-on-one with Brock and let Brock squash him one time, but don't let the match go to a real quick finish. Like, let him squash him, and then the match get DQ'd. So all we can wait now is for Drew to get that full, real win on him on the grand stage of them all.
Okay. What do we do with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte?
Oh, you just let Charlotte go to NXT and then start fucking up their roster left and right until they start going back and forth like an NXT takeover.
Okay.
At this point right now, it's getting entertaining just seeing who's going to show up on what show to do what now.
Now, something I threw out there today on the Ultra Heelz Instagram, that's Ultra Heelz Wrestling on Instagram. That's Heelz with a Z. Go follow us. What if WrestleMania got moved to Saudi Arabia?
How big was the Saudi Arabia event? How big was that place?
I believe, well, first of all, they don't fill the arena because, like, the seats, like, on the floor, it's only the royal family. So where at WrestleMania, you can probably put 20,000 people on the field. At Saudi Arabia, they're only maybe putting 5,000 on the field because it's anybody related to the royal family. It's like their friends and whatnot. So in the seats itself, I think holds like 45,000.
I say you find somewhere out there that's like a half stadium, because I know it's somewhere out in Saudi Arabia that's something like a half stadium, and put all the royal family in the good seats and then make some makeshift seats for the fucking fans that want to fly out there to actually go watch the match.
So you're not against it. You're fine with them if that was an option.
I'm fine with them as long as they can find a way to get around and still get WrestleMania off. Because you gotta understand how much money the motherfuckers put into this shit to get postponed. There's a lot of shit people paid that they're not gonna be able to get to do. And you know WWE's a kind of a dick when it comes to trying to give you a refund unless it's like a regular house show pay-per-view. Them big pay-per-view, this ain't trying to get back that goddamn money. Are you crazy?
Word. Now, because if you look at it this way, they were just in Saudi Arabia 2 weeks ago. Now, all that equipment that they used to build the set for production and whatnot, it takes them approximately a week to build and unbuild those sets for big events like that in outdoor stadiums. So it's probably sitting in a harbor somewhere on a ship. It hasn't actually come back to the U.S. yet. They can just leave it there and rebuild it next week for WrestleMania. It's not out of the realm of possibility if the arena's available. That's the whole thing. Is the arena available?
Because you got to think about it. There's some people trying to come over from the UK. Some people trying to come from Japan, Australia to see this shit. They already paying big bucks, and you know they got front row seats. And you get them to go to Saudi Arabia and get them a little something else. Like, you get them an access out there with more better shit to do than like having it here and a couple other side shows. I think WWE will probably benefit from it, because you got to think about it. Every time WWE has a WrestleMania somewhere, there's always an indie show trying to take over that same exact area. Yep. There's no indie shows in Saudi Arabia. WWE would be the only thing running that shit.
And because of what's going on here, I'm pretty sure all those indie shows are now canceled as well. Because if they're canceling WrestleMania, I'm sure they're canceling all these shows that are going on within the outside of the Tampa Bay area. So you're not allowed to congregate more than 250 people in one place.
Shit, Manhattan, you can't congregate more than 500 people in one place. They shut shit down immediately.
So yeah, as much as I hate the Saudi Arabia shows, this is one point where they can actually be beneficial to us. Because
like as of right now, name anybody that said Saudi Arabia has this outbreak of pandemic over there going crazy. Some motherfuckers still living their life like it ain't shit, really.
No, actually, there's like 12 cases in Saudi Arabia of the virus.
I know, but they haven't stopped or closed down any of them things. You motherfuckers still doing shit like it's normal.
Well, yeah, that's the point. They're not stopping anything. So if anybody that wants to go, you can go. But the only
that'd be a cash grab for Vince too, because Vince would be like, look, we just had a show there, but our biggest show we could have there also. We could bring more stars, more things. Hell, they could do Raw and SmackDown still out there in that same goddamn arena.
Yeah,
they had the biggest Raw and biggest SmackDown out there too. He capitalized on that, especially that selling merch and then making that Prince happy because they came back damn near like back to back within the same year like that. Shit, that's a lot of bread Vince probably could capitalize on. He kind of need it right now.
The only thing with going to Saudi Arabia is the people that can't go. You lose John Cena. He refuses to go. You lose Daniel Bryan. He refuses to go. You lose Kevin Owens. He refuses to go.
You lose Sami Zayn. He refuses to go. And he's the champion.
And he's a champion. Aleister Black can't go because of his tattoo. Will they allow 3 women's matches?
I don't know. That'd be a first.
Because they're allowing them now as long as they're covered, but will they be okay with 3 of them?
If they do, they probably have to span it out over the course of the whole show. Like one of the women matches gonna have to be the pre-show. Another one's gonna have to be like matter of fact, they probably make women matches, like 2 out of 3 women matches pre-shows and let the title one just be the main one. So Becky Lynch and Shayna might be the only one to actually go on to be the main event.
Okay.
Charlotte might have to be bumped down just for the sole fact that it's Charlotte and Rhea Ripley.
And that brings us to SmackDown. Allegedly, Paige is coming to confront Bayley. Is Paige getting back in the ring? Or is Paige coming to be the liaison for someone else?
From what I heard, she was gone from backstage for a while for medical reasons. And then if you follow Nia Jax on Twitter, she posted a picture of Paige saying she's all good and she can't wait to step back in. And nobody knows if that's backstage or the ring, but she kind of in the same facility that Edge and Daniel Bryan went to for their necks.
Right.
So if that place said that she's good to go, WWE's going to try to put her back in the ring immediately. See how, we ain't got Ronda Rousey there and we ain't got a couple of people that they want, but Paige still can kind of draw numbers, but people still like her and want her to come back and wrestle.
Now, Paige stepping in, coming back. So we're getting a babyface Paige against heel Bayley?
Probably so, because remember, when she was a manager, she wasn't a heel. Her tag team was a heel, but she was still doing babyface shit. She was just basically talking for them, and she wasn't cheating in matches. So she was already technically a babyface before she left, before they kicked her out.
But as an in-ring worker, she spent most of her career as a heel. Basically, her debut against AJ was the only time she was babyface. Because once she lost the title and then won it back like a few months later, by then she had switched heel. So
WWE is they're probably make a babyface.
Yeah,
you gotta think about it.
I know.
Daniel Bryan you gotta think about it. Between Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan, them 2 dudes had the biggest character changes of their careers, and they was WWE's 2 biggest things. And then what did WWE do when they wanted to change? They wanted Daniel Bryan to drop the environment thing, cut the hair, and go back to old Daniel Bryan. They want Bray Wyatt to kind of lose the Fiend thing and just be the Bray Wyatt from
With the Mr. Rogers
sweater. In the sweaters, like Mr. Rogers, they kind of want them to kill their characters because WWE can capitalize on it, but they can't get the money they want for them guys because it's their ideas. It's not theirs. It's not WWE's ideas.
Yep.
Just like how WWE is filing trademark
for the revival.
For the revival. Also for Randy Orton and The Undertaker.
Yeah.
How you file for Randy Orton? How you gonna file a trademark for his real fucking name?
I don't know.
Well, Randall Orton, but still.
But here's the funny thing about the revival. The revival filed a trademark for just fists, no flips, and there's a comma in the middle. WWE went and filed the same trademark without a comma. That's how petty they are. Yeah.
WWE ain't shit.
Word. So.
Hey, look, you see they did a Ricochet. They gave him a title opportunity.
Hey.
Got squashed.
Hey.
Gave him 24 hours opportunity. Squashed him again. Then he main event against Eric Young.
But it was a main event. It was a main event. He's in a main event.
I know. He's in the main event. Got squashed.
By Eric Young.
But check it out, though. Chris Alexander didn't even get squashed that goddamn fast.
Nope.
That makes it more sad.
Let's see. Who else is unhappy? Apollo Crews is unhappy.
Yo, Apollo Crews wanted to go back to NXT. Somebody asked Ricochet would he want to go back, and he said, yeah, he would go back instantly. If they let him go, he would go back instantly. A lot of NXT guys want to go back to NXT now.
EC3.
EC3, they still got him on the bench, and he's clear to wrestle.
Yep.
They're gonna do him like Sheamus. We ain't gonna see EC3 for like 9 or 10 months before he finally come back.
So Sasha Banks is active again, but will she get a WrestleMania match? Or will she just be in the Battle Royal? Assuming there is a WrestleMania.
Battle Royal.
Assuming there is
at this point right now. Look, at this point right now, I could care less about Sasha Banks. Her time has come and passed now. She technically right now to me, Sasha Banks is like a A-list jobber at this point.
Yeah, because they wasted her return. She lost to Becky Lynch immediately when she came back, and then she's done nothing since. She's basically the friend of your boring heel champion.
The sad thing is, Bayley could have been a good heel champion
if they let her be a heel.
She's too good of a good guy. But I feel like she know how to be a heel, but they just don't want to get opportunity to it because they don't want to fuck it up. They don't want to fuck up being a heel because when they try to turn back babyface, she's going to lose all her little female fans that she's still a role model to, even though she's a heel.
Well, all they had to do was let her be a smartass. She didn't have to do anything like, devious and evil. Just be a smartass. That's all she had to do.
Yeah. She just had to be her normal self, but just get sick and tired of the bullshit.
Yeah, be obnoxious. That's all. Just be obnoxious. So, Elimination Chamber. The pre-show, which was the Viking Raiders versus Hawkins and Ryder. I think that might have been the best match of the night. No, I'm sorry. It was Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. But that was probably the second best match of the night. Daniel
Bryan and Gulak was such a good match that when they talked Daniel Bryan in the back, he got so emotional in the back. And he hasn't been emotional in any match he's ever had. Ever with most people.
You know what that match reminded me of? Because they just went out, they had a really good wrestling match. That match reminded me of the very first Saudi Arabia show, which was 2018? The Greatest Royal Rumble? That reminded me of John Cena and Triple H. A match with no build. It had no build.
I ain't gonna lie. That had no build up, and that was a good ass match for it to be random.
It was the best wrestling match. They went out and they just wrestled. They didn't have to tell a story. They didn't have to do any gimmicks. They just went out, they wrestled, and it was great.
I think Drew Gulak and Daniel Bryan deserve another kind of match like that, but I feel like they need a match like that, but I feel like if they don't need it to be on the main roster. I feel like Drew Gulak should just get put back to NXT and talk some shit, and then they just have Daniel Bryan go down there for the ratings boost against AEW.
I actually have an idea for Drew Gulak. He should reform Right to Censor.
Oh my God.
He would be the perfect modern day Steven Richards.
Let me tell you something. If they was to let him do that and bring back Stevie Richards just to give him the simple idea of like, you're a good guy, but you know better. And if you do like how I used to, you can be better and leave it at that and just let him come out to like the right sense of music one good time. I think Drew Gulak would be a main event star from there going forward.
You know how Gulak had the whole like vote for me thing and he was like doing the PowerPoint presentations? Take that gimmick, but throw right to censor in it. It works perfectly.
But who would be in the right to censor with him this time though?
Let's see. Who can we use? I want to say Aleister Black, but I don't want to bury him because he's like his gimmick's like so like dastardly and outlandish that you need to like tame him like you did with Val Venus, something like that.
Okay, you know who? Matter of fact, no. Let's keep Drew Gulak as almost like a right to censor.
Yeah.
But let's make him a disciple for for Seth Rollins.
Okay.
And then take over Seth Rollins' whole Messiah thing.
Okay.
And then let's like, because right now Seth Rollins trying to be the Monday Night Messiah, and they're trying to make him like a normal heel without being a heel. Is kind of really boring for his character. Like he's too outgoing and too good on the mic to try to do that. Give it to Drew Gulak. Let him talk Buddy Murphy and AOP into being on his side, and let him change that disciple shit to the right to censor. Because Buddy Murphy right now and AOP will be just like how the Godfather, Ivory, and Bill Buchanan was. They was three people that you was like, okay, they're good. They're good by themselves, but once you put them in that group, they became like the best motherfuckers around.
I was going to say have like the hostile the takeover like when CM Punk took Nexus and then Wade Barrett broke off with the Core. Have like a breakup like that.
I would be okay with that. To really be honest, I would be okay with that, and I would like to see like Seth Rollins go back to being his way, and him and Aleister Black find some people to actually go against Drew Gulak and them. Like him, let those two and Daniel Bryan be on the same page for one good time and just put on a good ass match, like a good on match between them. But they still need that one female to be in the group. And it's kind of hard to pick one female to be in a group with them now because there ain't that many of them that will fit besides like Dana Brooke. But you see how they bury her every damn time, no matter what they do with her.
Liv Morgan would work. But they just turned her babyface, but then again, that doesn't matter because people change every freaking day. But
well, technically, she wasn't even a heel when she came back. She was just saying she was in love, or what do you call it? She played her, and then she just started whooping ass and fighting.
What happened to that in the first place? They never continued. They never finished the story of her and Lana's lesbian.
No, they continued it, but they didn't continue it on TV. I sent you the link of Lana talking about it.
I know.
Lana continued the story, but WWE just left it alone. That's why Lana did it on YouTube.
I know it's on her YouTube channel.
I know, but Lana continued the story. Like Lana basically told you how the storyline was going to go, and WWE just like left it dry. So I guess Lana was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna get up here and talk about it." And she talked about it like twice. And the way she was talking about it, it could have been a good storyline. But WWE, once something don't look like it works for Vince, but they're creative, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just scrap shit and move on to what's next. Yeah. Like I would love Aleister Black sitting at the door and having niggas knock on his door. I was loving that shit. I just hated the fact that he'd had them vignettes of him sitting in a room waiting for somebody to knock.
Although Seth Rollins walking in and asking him to join the discipleship was pretty good.
It really was because them two could put on a good match too. Like, there's a lot of people in Raw and SmackDown that can put on good matches. They hardly want to put them two against each other. Like, I still want to see a good one-on-one match between AJ Styles and Aleister Black without no OC involved in the shit.
Yeah, that too. Yep. We also had Andrade versus Humberto for like the 5th time. It wasn't a bad.
I don't give a fuck about that match.
It wasn't a bad match. It's the same match. They're not doing anything different now, and they can do more, but they're just not. I was very let down by the tag team elimination chamber because you had all of these guys that can do all kinds of spots and none of them happened. You had Kofi, you had the Usos, you had Grand Metalik. You had Lince Dorado. You had John Morrison. Nobody did any big spots.
Except what you call it when he got on top of the cage and did that little swing and moonsault shit. That was the only good spot that happened in that whole damn thing, really. And Otis going through the plastic glass through the cage out to the floor.
Back side of the chamber, yeah.
I was like, damn, son, I've been waiting for somebody to break through that chamber all the way like that to get on the ground and have a regular match like some 2K.
But it was like anticlimactic because he landed on his feet. It's not like he fell on his ass. So
yeah, you got to think about it. You're a big ass dude. All that weight can't come off 5 feet in the air to the ground like that.
It's not like he was going off the top of the cage. He went off basically he jumped off the apron. That's all it was.
But when have you ever seen a nigga jump off anything higher than what the mat he steps on do?
All right. So yeah, Aleister Black and AJ Styles was a letdown. Yeah, it was a letdown.
Undertaker showing up made it kind of more interesting, but it was still a letdown.
They were good up until a point, and then it was just a bunch of Vince unnecessary bullshit.
You know what let me down the most about that match is Undertaker showed up and had the OC by their throats, and then turned around and looked at AJ while he tried to do the phenomenal elbow to come down to get grabbed in the air. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, son, that was goddamn. That looked so bad. And then that choke slam also. That choke slam looked like one of them old guys trying to lift up a bag or some groceries, and he tried to put it over his shoulder, and it was like, oh no, my shoulder won't give out. I gotta drop this shit where it's at right now.
Yeah.
But that black mask AJ took, boy, he sold the hell out of that black mask.
Oh yes, he did. The black mask was official.
I don't know how the fuck you. I don't know how you protect yourself from that black mask bullshit. That was like a straight kick to the face for
real. Street Profits and Rollins and Murphy, another letdown. Although Montez Ford needs a singles run sooner rather than later, in my opinion.
Bro, Watch Culture was talking about that shit, and another YouTuber was talking about that also, about Montez Ford can be the next big breakout superstar that the main roster has, and they're scared that they don't know what to do with it, and they're going to fuck him up so badly.
Bingo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I didn't follow him in NXT. Since he's been on the main roster, basically the last 2 months, he's nailing everything he does in the ring. He's not messing anything up. He's hitting every spot. He makes everything look spectacular. He's killing it on the mic. If you let him just talk, stop giving him scripted stuff, just let him talk, let him run his mouth, he is gold.
Dude, the sad thing is, Paul Heyman likes him. Yeah. He likes him so much, bro. He's not even giving him a script. He actually letting him just flow what he does because he's so entertaining without being held back that he's letting him go, let him do. Because when they had him on the bump and he gave that toast,
yeah,
bro, that was like listening to The Rock, old school status. Just give him a mic and just let that man just go. And I was like, bro, if like they don't want to make him a main star, I swear they might just like send them back to NXT and let them just finish their run there, bro. Like at this point right now, NXT is really starting to become really the real main roster for real.
Mm-hmm. And then the stupidest shit of the night, Sami Zayn in a handicap match won the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Strowman. Why?
It wasn't a match. But now that he's cleared to wrestle, like fully cleared to wrestle,
he's been cleared for months.
You know they had to do something with him.
He's been cleared for months.
Yeah, he's been cleared for months to do his doctor, but not WWE's doctor. So, you know what WWE's is. You go to the best doctor in the world. That doctor can do all the tests and say you're clear. WWE doctors say you're not clear. You ain't going. Look at Daniel Bryan. Remember? He was cleared a while back, way before. He was cleared when he was still a GM.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to put him back in the ring because their doctor said that they didn't trust it. Dude, you are a doctor for WWE. You only do WWE patients. The guy he went to is world renowned for what he do. Mm-hmm. He's the best. Like he's literally CM Punk. He's the best in the world at neck injuries and surgeries. This guy said that he is fully clear to wrestle and do everything he was doing before. Why would you second guess somebody that's out there like that that's like better than the doctor that you have?
Yeah. They squashed Braun Strowman. That's all. They squashed. They didn't even make it look like 3 people destroyed him. It was a really quick, clean beat down, and he just lost.
From what I read online, they were saying that they gave Braun the belt so people can understand that Braun can be a single champion.
For 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
For 2.5 weeks.
Hey, man, look, he still held the belt longer than Kane. When Kane first got it. Remember, Kane won it on Sunday and lost it on Monday.
Yeah. Well, Rey Mysterio lost the WWE Championship in the same night. He won it the opening of Raw, lost it on the end of Raw.
Yeah, so like I said, like they wanted to put the belt on Braun just to make fans know that Braun can be a champion, a solo champion, but without having to pit him into a big championship picture. But at the same time, they didn't want to pit him as any kind of champion, have him there long, because the matches he would have had with anybody else would have been dragged out matches or made him look too monstrous. Pinning on Sami Zayn, they have more options of matches to do. Because they can like break up that little shit that he got with Shinsuke and Cesaro and have him fight any one of them, and it would still be a good match.
Now, if that's going to be your WrestleMania match, the 3-way Sami Zayn, Nakamura, and Cesaro, cool, fine, but you didn't need to put Braun Strowman into mix and make him look like shit after the fact. Because you could have just had it be Shinsuke Nakamura turns on Sami, is like, why? I don't need you anymore. You're not really doing anything for me. And then same thing with Cesaro. It was like, oh, you've been holding me back. I don't know why I've been listening to you. I could have been doing other stuff. And you just have a 3-way. You didn't need to put Braun Strowman in as a transitional champion.
They need to do something, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it gave Braun Strowman a pop, and it puts him in the list of a title champion now. Besides, that God-forsaking battle royale at Saudi Arabia, or that God-forsaken WrestleMania tag team champion match.
Speaking of which, they blew that too. They should have had him defend the tag titles by himself. Not just strip him. Let him be the tag championship by himself. Let him beat teams by himself.
Oh, you talking about like how they did with Chris Benoit was champion, tag champion with what you call it, and he did the whole match by his dolo and kept the belt.
Yeah. Because he's a monster. His nickname is the Monster Among Men. Let him look like a monster. Just beat people.
Well, technically, yeah, they're the Monster Among Men. But don't forget, Brock Lesnar is called the Beast Incarnate. But when he first got there, remember, he was getting his ass whooped by a little bit of everybody. He still was the Beast Incarnate.
Whatever.
Like, you're not missing this. Vince like his big guys, but Vince wants his big guys to be there forever and be his little toy puppets. He don't really give a fuck about most people. If you're not John Cena, The Rock, or anybody of that nature that can bring Vince money just by saying that you're going to be on TV like next week, he's not going to use you. Braun is good for what he do, but Braun is never going to be that guy where you go, oh, Braun Strowman is going to be gone for 8 months and Braun Strowman will be back on Raw like in June and hear the crowd pop. They're going to pop, but they're not going to pop like how they, like The Rock can come on TV right now and say, here, show up December of this year. People are going to count down the days on The Rock showing back up on any show at this point. Hell, Stone Cold put on Twitter he's going to be on Raw on the 16th. That marks the day of 3/16. Motherfuckers are counting down this day like he going to jump in the ring and wrestle again. All he's doing is showing up to talk.
Yeah, like Jeff Hardy's going to be on SmackDown tonight. I don't think that boosts ratings. I don't.
It don't boost ratings. All it does is get your fans to turn it or look online to see when he comes out. Just turn it or watch it, see what he does to turn the channel.
Yep. Bingo.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna turn the channel. Once Jeff Hardy come out and he leaves, that's it for me in SmackDown. I can watch the rest of that shit later on that night.
So I don't think much really happened on Raw. You had Rey Mysterio and Angel Garza, which I really think the U.S. title is going to end up being a 4-way. It's going to be Mysterio, Garza, Humberto, and what's his name? Andrade.
Look, you might just put the motherfuckers in a fatal 4-way ladder match and just let them just run wheels.
Yes, basically. That's all you need. That's all you need. Oh, we had the final destruction of Eric Rowan's spider cage. Drew McIntyre.
I am so happy that they did that stupid shit finally.
You know, as stupid as it was, I was hoping there was an actual payoff to it, but there wasn't. Typical.
Nah, that was just a way of getting rid of that damn spider because nobody reacted the way they wanted them to react.
I still say they should have had Luke Harper's contract in the cage, but you know.
Sure.
That's what should have been in the cage. Oh, before we skipped the women's the Elimination Chamber match. There wasn't much to say. Shayna Baszler killed everybody. Asuka was compromised from an injury, and everybody got destroyed.
It's the first time in WWE history of Elimination Chamber match that one person came in and literally destroyed every opponent in one.
Well, there's a bit of a caveat to that. There was one year, I think it was 2 years ago, Braun Strowman also eliminated 5 people in an Elimination Chamber match. However, that year, they had a 7-person Elimination Chamber match. So there was a 6th person to get eliminated that he did not eliminate.
Yeah. That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, they started the match with a triple threat. There's 3 people in the ring, and then they started releasing people. I don't know. That was so stupid. How do you put a 7th person in an Elimination Chamber?
Hey, look, man, just be happy that this ain't a Dismember to December match, and they added some weapons in there around the cage.
Yeah. Well, also, wait, before we go further, did you also know that when the women's Elimination Chamber match started happening, the crowd started leaving? Yes.
In the middle of the match.
Yeah. Because there was no reason to watch it. You knew it was going to happen because there's no legitimate threat in that match other than Asuka, who's also legitimately injured. Asuka barely did anything. There was maybe like 4 or 5 kicks from Asuka, and that was it.
Hey, look, Asuka did a good reversal to get out of that damn chokehold to get her in her Asuka lock. I was surprised that shit transitioned so well.
What I did like was the way Liv Morgan got choked out. That was some real S&M shit. You know, with her whole little get up. She was hung. She had her hanging from the fucking turnbuckle.
Right, that's cool.
That was some sick shit.
Liv Morgan outfit is getting tighter and tighter and loose and like more skimpy. She's gonna be wrestling out there in some old school diva, just leather G-string and a bra.
Now the one bright spot on Raw, AJ Styles promo where he called out the Undertaker again. Did you?
Boy, he called him Mark Galloway.
Yes, thank you. I thought I was crazy. I thought I was the only one that heard Galloway with a G instead of Calloway with a C.
I sat on my bed, my back turned doing something, and I heard him go, Mark Galloway, and I was like, wait, this nigga just confused Calloway with Drew. Wait, what? What the hell is happening?
Either he was thinking about Andrew Galloway, who's Drew McIntyre's real name, or he was thinking about Doc Gallows, who's standing behind him. It was one or the other. So he called the Undertaker by the wrong name.
Well, when he was on the bump the other day, and Renee Young was sitting there talking to him, she said, you're one of the first people in WWE history to sit down and talk to the Undertaker in that type of tone for that match. And AJ literally said, look, coming in WWE, I wanted to come home. He was like, I wanted to come home. He was like, I called WWE home because once I'm done wrestling, this is it. Like, this is it. He said, but if I can get in the ring with anybody, and I've been in the ring with everybody on the roster, he said, there's not much I can learn from them. He said, but the Undertaker being there as long as he has and able to still keep coming back and wrestle, even though he can't do a lot of stuff he does, he said, I would like to learn from that man. He said, you got to think about it. He said, I am in my late 30s going into my 40s. There's going to be certain moves I can't do no more on an everyday basis. He says, Undertaker is a man that...
Springboard 450 splash.
Word. Like, he said, Undertaker is a man that can do it old school, but he doesn't do it all the time. He does it when it needs to be done. You don't see him jump over the ropes no more because of his age. You see him do a choke slam, but it's only rare. You see him do a tombstone to only certain people. He said, if I could sit down and have a match with Undertaker and learn how to control what I want to do as I get older, he said, then I might not leave wrestling as soon as I think I will. He said, but if I don't, I might end up leaving because there's going to be certain things I can't pull off no more.
When's the last time AJ did Spinal Tap?
Shit.
He stopped doing that early in TNA.
Right. Matter of fact, I think when he did that is around the time he got injured. That's when he left for a while, and I think he came back like, yeah, fuck that move. That move ain't happening no more.
Yo, Spinal Tap is so sick.
Hey man, it is what it is at this point right now.
For a reason.
Hey, look, it is what it is right now. That man's getting older, and he knows that he's a high flyer, but he can't high fly forever. Like, look at Jeff Hardy. Remember how crazy Jeff Hardy was?
Yeah.
Now look at his age. Look what he does now. Jeff Hardy does that swanton bomb if you know that he got a chance of winning the match. He don't just do it randomly no more when he just got an opportunity. He do that shit as a legit finisher now. If he can't pull out the swanton, what did he do? He do that truth to face stunner and call it a day.
Oh, and notice the way he does it now. He just kind of like rolls over. Whereas before he'd lay all the way out and then flip. And
yeah, like he knows that age and he knows his body is breaking down. He's like, fuck that. We're going to do this a whole new route.
Speaking of Jeff Hardy, did you see Free to Delete this week?
Oh, yes, I did, sir. I made sure I watched that.
So they've now buried Zenith and Matt Hardy. The Young Bucks and Senor Benjamin buried Zenith and Matt Hardy.
First, before we get any further than that, let's stop and let's go to when Matt Hardy asked them to give him a super kick party to kick Zenith out of them.
Yeah.
And he was like, I need you to do this. I need you to help me get better. But what did Nick Jackson say? You want to get buried? Have you already got that done? And he was like, yeah, I had that done too much. We're going to talk about that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt Hardy, for recognizing that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Oh, did you see the outtakes with King Maxwell?
No, I did not.
Okay, I forgot what the line was, but he ended up saying the wrong name, and he said Randy Orton instead of whoever he was supposed to be talking about. And then he just covered his face and ran off. He was like, oops, wrong person.
Hey, man, look, at least he's old enough to know that he said something wrong and messed up.
Yeah, King Maxwell kind of he makes the bits too.
I just want to know what's Matt Hardy's role going to be in AEW. That's all I want to know. Because if he really is going to be the guy that actually is like the leader of the Dark Order, I need him to go in there and change that shit around ASAP.
Yeah, let's jump over to AEW. Jake the Snake, he revealed his client. It was Lance Archer.
I'm actually okay with this.
And the next episode of Dynamite is now canceled. Well, it's not canceled. It's being moved to a undisclosed location. It will be filmed earlier in the day on Wednesday, March 18th, and then it will be played at its regular scheduled time on TNT at 8 p.m. And the same thing will happen for the Newark show the following week at March 25th, which is the Blood and Guts episode.
That sucks because the beautiful Anna and Smooches have tickets to go, and now they won't be able to.
Yep.
That fucking sucks so bad.
And also the week of Rochester, New York, it's supposed to be the debut of Brody Lee. Well, Brody Lee ended up being the leader of the Dark Order.
I don't think Brody Lee being the leader of the Dark Order.
Personally, I'd like that over Matt Hardy. I'd like Matt Hardy to be a singles.
I like Matt Hardy to just be like, I would really like for AEW to take Matt Hardy and give him a position like how the Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody have a position somewhere in the back. Because their tag team division is but you get a man that's a master of a tag team division that's been doing it longer than like the Young Bucks and everybody. I feel like he can ease that out and make that tag team division a little bit better.
I was on the fence about their tag division, but within the last month, I like what they're doing with Hangman and Omega. as much as I don't really like Omega. I like where they're going with the storyline. I wish they'd use Jurassic Express better. I wish they would use Private Party better. I wish.
When last time Private Party been seen?
They lost this week. They lost to.
I know, but between this week and the last time they wrestled, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Where were they? I wish they would use SCU better, because SCU, since they lost the tag titles, they've done nothing. They're just doing all kinds of stupid shit. But I like the group of guys they have. They can do better. They have great guys, great chemistry. They just need to book them better.
That's what I'm saying. If you get Matt Hardy over there and you let Matt Hardy book the matches to where he knows where people's strength or weaknesses at, I feel like we would get more tag team matches on AEW instead of these triple threats and the random ass matches that just there for like filler. Because they feel like filler to me, to really be honest.
The women's feels like filler, because what was it? Big Swole and Kushida last week? That was horrible.
You got Brandy Rose to thank for that, bro.
No, that's Omega. Omega books the women's division.
I know, but you got Brandy Rose. Remember, she goes back there and talks to the women. And they go to her, even though Kenny's the one that get in their matches. They go to her because she's married to the man that's like the fake ass Triple H of the AEW.
Mm-hmm. And, did I tell you? I got Brandy Rose to respond to me on Instagram from our account.
Oh no, you sent it to me and I saved it to my phone because that was the best comeback ever. I'm so happy that she said that.
She was tight. Because I told her she should do what Stephanie McMahon did and take herself off television. And she was tight.
She was like, why would I do something that's already been done by somebody? I was like,
because she adds nothing to the program. I don't have anything against her. I just don't think she's entertaining. I don't have anything really reckless or evil to say. She's just not entertaining.
She's really not. But, that's Cody's wife, and she's been around Cody and Dusty long enough to just know some of the business, but not know all of it.
Yeah, because even in WWE, what did she? She was a ring announcer in WWE, right?
That's all she did.
She was training to be in the ring, but she never made it past NXT, right?
She didn't. She got to NXT, and then they just switched over to announcer, just like with Charlotte. Charlotte started off at NXT. When NXT first got started, Charlotte was a ring announcer before they even let her guy in the ring. Like, even though she was Ric Flair's daughter, they didn't believe in her.
Yeah.
Hell, remember, don't forget, JoJo got in the ring, 3 times before she became a ring announcer?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, they take wrestlers, they turn them into where the hell they want them to be. Like, Robbie E's a good wrestler, but look what they made him. They made him a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like to see Robbie E wrestle. Hell, I like to see Robbie E become the new... As a matter of fact, I would like to see WWE be a dick. I like to see them take Robbie E and give him Enzo's old shit. See how he's from Jersey and just let him run with it.
Yeah. So NXT kicked off with the North American Championship holder Keith Lee versus Cameron Grimes, which was set up last week when Cameron Grimes was trying to address the crowd and the crowd kept booing him, and Keith Lee was trying to give him an opportunity to speak, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, you got that crowd fucked up to the teeth.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I think we talked about it earlier, but NXT was filmed in the Performance Center this week because Full Sail was originally scheduled, booked for another event, but because of the illness going around, it was canceled.
Yep. So, I need WWE to fix that. When they go to do shit in the Performance Center, I need them to take the echoing of the mics and turn that shit down.
The building's not made for filming. That's why.
I know. That's why I said I need them to turn that volume down because they had that bitch turned up like they was still at Full Sail. That shit was echoing so bad, bro. I was like, God damn, son, my TV ain't even loud and they feel like they're yelling.
Yeah. We had Tegan Knox and Deonna Purrazzo. I thought Peruso was going to win for a hot minute there, but it went the other way.
The match with Keith Lee and Cameron Grimes was a good match until Damian Price came out there.
Oh, and who else came out?
Dijakovic came out.
Yeah, Dijakovic.
And try to help Keith Lee, but Keith Lee got hit from the back. He didn't know what happened, and he powerbombed the fuck out of Dijakovic.
Yeah, and he's a big motherfucker to be picking up another big motherfucker.
Hey man, look, listen to what Booker T and Mark Henry said about that man. They literally said, "You are a big man in a bigger man's role, doing bigger man stuff, and also could do small man moves." It was like, you are an oddity that will never be seen in WWE history ever again.
Also, Mia Yim defeated Dakota Kai to get into the women's #1 contendership ladder match, which this match could have went a lot deeper because they have a history from the lead up to War Games where Dakota Kai took out Mia Yim to take her place. But they really didn't reference this in this match. And
I don't think they wanted to reference it because I don't think they wanted it to be that kind of match with them yet.
Okay.
I think they're trying to get toward this is like elimination little match to see who's gonna be #1 contender. And then I feel like they might go back and revisit that if Mia Yim doesn't win to go be #1 contender. I feel like they're gonna go back and they're just gonna dive into that story and make a storyline out of it.
But also, you had Raquel Gonzalez hanging outside the ring helping Dakota Kai, but she still lost. So what was the role
I don't see the whole point of why the fuck she's out there right now. I feel like she's a watered down market China.
Because Dakota Kai is still losing, even though she now has an enforcer. The enforcer is supposed to change her fate.
Well, she's not an enforcer because she can't enforce shit. Like, she can't enforce her career to get better, so they made her a standalone manager.
Yeah. Velveteen Dream came out with a really, really awkward promo. He was talking about how the whole thing where he wore the pants with Marina Shafir's face on it wasn't to antagonize Roderick Strong. The whole time he was going after Adam Cole in the NXT Championship, and he lost the cage match on purpose because he knew the Undisputed Era was going to come out and help, so that way he could get to Adam Cole. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't,
really
but
didn't.
Some of that line, they're gonna try to make it make sense.
Just get to the title match at this point. You lost me on the story. Just give me the title match. But it looks like they're gonna do a thing where he has to, go through the rest of Undisputed Era before he gets to Adam Cole. He's probably gonna have another match with Roddy, beat him. Then he's gonna probably have to beat Fish and O'Reilly in a 2-on-1, and then he'll get his title match because Adam Cole came out and said, "You haven't earned anything. You're just saying you want it, but you haven't earned anything."
Have you realized that NXT, there's never nobody that ever earned a title match for the NXT title? They just beat a bunch of random people, and all of a sudden they just become like #1 contender out of the blue.
Yeah, unless you have an actual #1 contenders match, nobody ever earns anything. So yeah.
Yeah, because remember, Samoa Joe showed up and he wrestled against everybody, and then all of a sudden he was just in the title picture. They didn't give him no opportunity. They just made him in title picture, just like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens got a title picture just by powerbomb and Sami Zayn. Also, he just in a title picture. I'm like, damn, they didn't even give you a fair warning or ease you into it. They just go out there and powerbomb your best friend. All of a sudden, do a title match for this shit. I was like, well, damn, that was a fast story, even though they have a history and everybody knows about it.
Yeah, that was the thing. They were going off the strength of they have a history. So, because in NXT, stuff that happens outside of NXT still counts, unlike WWE. Anything that happens outside of WWE doesn't count.
Except for AJ Styles. Remember when he showed up and he used to have his little sidebar history, and he was the IWBPG champion or heavyweight champion in his title. I was like, oh, look at them trying to use some shit outside of WWE, knowing that they shouldn't use that shit.
Yeah. And the night ended with Tommaso and Gargano having a little brawl in the weight room.
I like the fact that they switch roles now. So Gargano is like the baby face, and Ciampa's the baby face, and Gargano's like the heel now. I'm kind of okay with this because having Tommaso Ciampa as a heel, and he was getting cheered like a baby face. I was like, they might just make him a baby face at this point now because all he wants back is Goldie. That's all he really wants. Everything else is just getting put in the way in front of him.
Yeah. What up to George F? I completely forgot to say what's up tonight. How you doing out there? Anything else you want to cover tonight? I'm fresh out of ideas.
We could talk about how far the storyline is going to go with Edge and how he gave MVP that that bullshit RKO and that concerto twice.
Yeah. It's a nice return. Well, return story within the return story, I guess you want to call it. But yeah, it shots fired. Definitely shots fired.
I'm happy that Paul Heyman is letting them two talk to each other and figure out this story between them and not having nobody else interfere with it, because it look like it really feels more organic and feels more personal for real now. Yep. From the Royal Rumble to now, it feels better than any storyline they had since like what shit CM Punk being there in the pipe bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy for it because as soon as MVP said you worry about the wrong things, how's your wife? And he speared his ass. I was like, first of all, where the fuck did Randy come from? Randy, like, he teleported on the ringside. All of a sudden, he was in the ring.
Sidebar. For some reason, I just clicked on Instagram. There's a news article. The Atlantic Ocean has chlamydia. Yeah, so we're all going to be dead by the end of the year, because all of this illness and whatnot that's going on. Yeah. Hey,
look, we're only 3 months into the year, and this shit is more crazier than anything that happened over the last few millennium.
We haven't anything this crazy since 9/11, basically.
Shit, you're right, because we had everything else, and we lived through all that with no problem. And now we got a whole new virus nobody knows of, and it's shutting down the world like one by one. At this point right now, we damn near gonna be in Resident Evil status at this point.
I see Matrix happening.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I knew you ready. Look. That's why I said it, Mark. I knew you was gonna say you was ready.
Yo, if the Matrix happens, bro, forget about it, bro. I'm gonna be doing kung fu and shit. You can just download it.
I'm ready to take my pills. I'm ready to take my pills.
Which one? The blue pill was the one that took you to the real world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, and the red world took you to the regular. I just slapped that red pill out of his hand. What the hell you showing me this? Go ahead and give me the blue pill. Let me do this the right way.
I could download Kung Fu, and I could still come back to the fake world and be superhero?
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, fuck around me. I'm going to be the first person in the Matrix to be a serial killer.
I came up with a theory. Of how John Wick can exist within the Matrix world. I'll tell you all about it later.
I would like to hear that.
It works. He can be there, but yeah.
I mean, Keanu Reeves is the same guy in every movie, so he has the John Wick
powers. He goes by the name John in every movie. So at this point right now, I feel like he's just part of the DC multiverse. It's just a whole bunch of the same him everywhere.
It's the Keanu-verse.
Yeah. So yeah, the show must go on. WrestleMania must happen according to Vince McMahon. It's probably not going to happen.
Hey, look, it needs to go on because right now XFL is fucked, so he got to come back and get his money in some shape, form, or fashion.
Oh, yeah, XFL is canceled too, isn't it?
For forever or just?
Well, until we...
It's canceled for further notice about this whole sickness shit happening. They canceled it.
Yeah. How did he fail at football twice, man? Damn.
Technically, he fell into football the first time because... it was something new, and he didn't know football, so he was just doing it off the word of everybody else. Now that he's been around, and he got people that actually been in the sports industry, and now he got Fox Sports. Everything is good, but this virus is fucking up his steam right now.
It didn't
because that was one of a lot more ratings than wrestling was right now.
It didn't exactly fail the first time. He just didn't do a second season because it didn't meet his expectations of what he wanted from the product.
Yeah.
He was expecting to actually compete with the NFL off the rip, which it clearly wasn't going to do.
Not back then.
Yeah, not back then. So He just didn't do a second season because it didn't meet his expectations. So it wasn't really a failure as more as Vince just pulled the plug.
He had to let it build up. I think he shouldn't have gave up the first time.
Yeah.
You got to build up.
Hey, look, this is Vince McMahon. This is the man that takes good wrestlers off the indie circuit for what they do and then turn them into motherfucking bitch hole names of asshole jerks and make them all jobbers.
Shorty G. All right, let's get out of here.
God. WrestleMania, guys. Everybody's going to be sick there with masks on. It's going to be a weird WrestleMania. They're gonna wrestle in a ring made of Lysol and Purell strips, paper towels, and they're just gonna roll around until they get disinfected.
I'm Darth Messiah. It's been another wonderful Friday. Dark Side Savior, always on his best behavior. Mr. DM, catch me in your mama's DMs.
And this is Alex, the motherfucking Hill, the Arrival team leader. And I guess we'll see y'all next week if everybody doesn't get sick.
And salute to Mr. Super Producer Gnarly Marv. We out of here.
Yep.